KLIK Boks.
B-O-K-S. Remember, we don't spell it the traditional way.
Okay, let's see. I got multiple here to look at. So,
Okay, so there's going to be one that's going to be called live stream. Can you see a live stream?
yes, I do.
Okay, click on that.
Yep.
And what you're going to see when you click on that is you're going to see me.
Not yet.
Okay, so basically, as
I'm seeing, yeah, okay, all right. I'm seeing you move your mouse around. That's you right now, then.
that's me right now. Now you could actually just turn up the YouTube sound and you could hear me through YouTube. Now it's going to be a little bit delayed because obviously, you know, we're talking on Zoom and then, you know, it's a different path length to get to YouTube, but the user doesn't see any of that. Okay, so you see me, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here I am, and I'm going to play the role of...
Oh, wait a minute. I don't see you physically, no. All I see is the KLIK Boks, says password, has a stream IP address, and it says Wi-Fi connection.
Oh, yeah, no, not... you should see the... no, you're looking at a recorded video called KLIK Boks live stream, right? What you want to see, what you want to do is you want to click on the... go back to the page and see the live stream.
Go back to the page.
Yeah.
Okay,
That-
KLIK Boks live stream.
Yep.
Okay, but which one? There's two of them.
Streaming now. It should say streaming now.
No, that said 2 months ago. One said 6 days ago.
Right. Okay.
Streaming now. I don't see one that says streaming now.
It says live now. Refresh the page, maybe. Just go ahead and refresh the page, and you'll see. It'll say live now.
All right, I got my search.
Here, what I'll do is I'll send you the link through. You want it through email or do you want it through the chat? What I'll do is I'll send you the link
through. Send it through.
You want it through email or do you want it
Oh, sorry. KENTECAV Alpha Victor @gmail.com.
Okay, you want it through email? Because I just sent it to you through the deal.
Okay, I see it. I see it. Let me
Go ahead and click on that.
Okay.
Go ahead and click on that.
Now I see it.
Okay. Gotta make sure I've got it muted on this end. Okay, so you see me, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I can actually hear the audio, so you might want to mute the one or the other one. You might want to mute the YouTube feed.
I did.
Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play pastor, and or you know, diving instructor, or whatever you want me to do. So right now I've got a camcorder. I think I paid about $229 for it at Best Buy. So it's just a simple consumer camcorder. I got it sitting up on a little tripod. It's got an HDMI output that's plugged into the hub. Okay, and you're getting the audio and video from that camera directly to YouTube. Okay.
Okay.
All I did was click one button. Now I'm going to show you which button I clicked because I'm streaming the hub. So you see this little control, this little contraption that I'm moving across the screen here. You'll see it. It's called the Daisy. This is our remote control, if you will, or our control. So you see this button right here, this icon. I'm going to hover over it a couple of times, and you'll see it changes. And see that thing?
Yes.
So all I did was I clicked on that, and that started the stream. Okay, that's it. Now I have set it up. I went into the settings earlier, and I entered the settings for my YouTube channel, and that's something that you do in advance, right? Because you got to enter your password and all that sort of stuff. So that's pretty straightforward. But your customer, for example, when they set up their YouTube channel, they could grab their credentials and plug them into the hub, and then all they do is they literally click that one button. Now, you see my video, and you also see a PowerPoint, right? You see that PowerPoint on the right side? Okay. So let's play pastor, and or dive instructor or whatever. So right now I'm giving you the presentation. You can see me. You can also see what's on my laptop, right? So I could go through the slides on my laptop. Now, if you want to get a closer view of my presentation, now remember, you're still getting the audio coming through. You don't see my video anymore because I made this full screen. And here, let's get rid of this remote so it's not in the way. So I'll move it over here, okay? So now, I'm presenting to you whatever the presentation is. You're seeing that presentation live on YouTube, okay? This is the KLIK Boks Hub. And but you're still hearing my voice, correct?
Correct.
So I'm streaming, I'm making a live stream to YouTube while I'm showing you content. Now, I can also go back to this content, and I can go back to my remote here, and I can say, okay, well, let's just go back to the full screen video of Costa's video, okay? So now I'm back into let's say, the lecture mode, where you really are focused on me. You're seeing me, not my content. That's effectively, those are the basics of how the hub works. And now I'll put my PowerPoint back up there, but I can also have additional content. So what additional content can I have? Well, in this particular case, I've got an additional camera. It's a cheap little, $30 sports cam. But if you need a different angle, or maybe you want a document camera, or whatever, and so I've added that into the mix, right? So you can see it's not a great video, but it's video, right? You with me so far?
I'm with you.
So, and then I can add a fourth source. Well, what might that be? Well, it could be another computer, or whatever. The point of it is that our product allows you to have multiple screens, up to 4 screens in the split screen, and it can be content that's coming from the HDMI input, which is what you're seeing me face on here in the camcorder.
Right.
And it also passes the audio. It's HDMI, so it's video and audio. And I can also share additional content. And with a mouse plugged into it, you see me moving my mouse across the screen here. It's a slight delay on the YouTube feed, but you'll see it in a second. See my mouse moving across?
Okay.
So I can hover over any one of these pieces of content, and you'll see that I get the maximize button, and then I get also the terminate button. So I can turn any one of these video sources on or off, or I can make it full screen. Excuse me. So here I go back to my PowerPoint presentation, and this could be any content. It doesn't have to be a PowerPoint presentation. It could be, let's say, a web page. So I could go to a web page, and I can show you content from that web page. And imagine now, whether it's 50 people, 5 people, 500 people, 5,000 people that have tuned in, you're watching all of this live on YouTube. And so I can play. It's kind of strange right now because I'm going to stream a video from YouTube back to YouTube, which I've never done before, but you can see that video?
How long it takes and what I have to do right now.
I'm just streaming it from YouTube through my laptop to the KLIK Boks, and then it's streaming it back to the internet. Crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's entirely crazy. And so think about it in 3 different ways. So let's say I'm a dive instructor, and the dive instructor wants at some point to focus on the content. I put the content up, whatever that content is. Maybe it's a PowerPoint presentation. And then I want to make sure that I'm also in the picture, so I can switch over to my camera, right? And I can be on screen. Then I could maybe have a document camera that, see, my internet connection is unstable, it says on this end. Then I can have my document camera pointed at a document, let's say, you know, that's on my desk. Or I can point it at the scuba tank and say, you know, this is the tank, this is what it looks like, this is the regulator, right? So you're still looking at me, but I can show you something else with this additional camera. And then I can also add in, of course, my content and keep that content up on the screen, okay? And then what I can do is I can actually do something else, and that is, oh, sorry, hold on. And then what I can do is I can say, let's annotate over top of this, and let me just show you through this annotation application that's built in how this works. And so I can, hold on a second, I'm juggling 3 different things here. So I can go in, I can grab a pen, and I can grab a color, different color, let's say, and then I can annotate over this, I can annotate over that, I can annotate over that, and then I can actually draw shapes. So let's say I want to put a star, you know, somewhere on the screen, and then I want to create a new annotation. So I mean, you don't have to use all these features, but they're included. And once the client's used it once, that's all it takes to learn it, right? It's easy to learn, and then you can basically let them go, and it's one click to get started. Does this look like the solution that you're thinking of?
Yeah, it looks fairly close now. Will we be able to see the students and they interact?
No, you can't see the students, and this is important. And I've been trying to get the time to write this article. There was some stuff published over the weekend about how Zoom, in particular, it may well be against the law the way some teachers are using it, because it violates student privacy or minors, and by having the bidirectional viewing, you cannot show a minor you cannot show their image without a proper, you know, well, you can't show it at all unless you know they have signed a waiver, or an adult has signed a waiver. And what some of the teachers are doing is they're streaming the content, and then the connections aren't secure. This is 100% secure. Now, let's say that you wanted to, you got the YouTube stream, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at YouTube right now. So I guess my question is like, so if I'm teaching a class, and let's say how to assemble a regulator on top of the cylinder, and I need to be able to see whether or not they're doing it correctly or not, is there just no way to be able to do that? Or
no, this is one way. This is streaming. So did you see that? Did you see a question pop up that says, "Hey, what's up?" on the YouTube page?
No, I'm waiting for it. I haven't seen it yet.
It should be there already. Have you got this? Let me just show you here. This is not going to, well, here, let me do this.
Yeah, I see it, because I'm sorry, I had the screen enlarged, so it showed up on the YouTube side.
So go ahead and type in something and send it to me. So, you know, this built-in messaging system, this chat, if you will, allows you to have, let's say your students can ask a question, or you can ask them. You can say, "Hey Johnny, what about this?" And they can answer, they can reply. But it's non-intrusive. It's not, and they don't have their mics on. You know, have you been hearing about this Zoom bombing? You know, where people jump in on your call because it's not secure, and then they put porn up on the screen, or there you go, you said hello. So, you know, so there we go. Hi there. And so you have this ability to chat with your students, and I mean, it's phenomenal.
That works.
Sure does. Sure does. And, you know, if you wanted to, if you really wanted to, you could, in fact, let me just show you here real quick. Let me, if you wanted to, maybe you've got one or two students or you know, people that you want to bring into the meeting. Let's just go here. Oops, hold on a second. Where are we here? Okay. Oh, no, I'm going to, yeah, right, I can't join this myself. Okay, but the point I was going to make is you can have somebody join here, let me do that. You can have somebody join you on Zoom, and you could put that up and stream that on the internet. So let's just do that real quick here. Let me do that on my end here. I am going to, where is it here? Let me go here, and I'm going to put this on. Well, I mean, we'll end up using more video here, but, you know, what the heck. Bear with me. I'm going to have
Well, and one of the things, like I was telling Glenn, I said, what we're about ready to see that's coming this way is Zoom. You know, I don't know if they was prepared for such a huge smack to them as what's happening right now. I see their server starting to slow down at some point.
Oh yeah.
The more when they use this, I just can't see how they're going to be able to keep up. But.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. So I just joined another screen. I added another screen here. Now, if you turn on your camera on your computer,
Oh, I'm not sure how to do that.
if you go into Zoom, you know, you got the Zoom app open, and you see at the bottom there it says Start Video. So I started my video now.
Okay, start video. Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
So check this out. So right now, look at what we're doing. We're sharing our video, and it's being streamed to YouTube. Okay, so we could have a half a dozen people on here on Zoom,
Right.
and still have the camera, and still have the content sharing, still have the document camera, and stream everything to YouTube.
No, we ain't.
Now that's $649, and it's one box. And when I say $649, that's retail $649.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Retail $649. So you know, I mean, the power of this thing is immense. So you know, two people could be talking, or you could have a dozen people talking on Zoom. Zoom is for a specific purpose. It's for sitting in front of your webcam and talking to somebody, right? And our product is for screen sharing. You see, we've got the 4 screen split screen sharing going on, and we're streaming to YouTube.
That's pretty slick. And right now I've got both up. I've got Zoom on one side of my screen and I got the YouTube channel on the other side of the screen.
Yeah, there you go.
And see, you're actually inputting and playing my video on your YouTube channel right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're looping it through. I got you. Okay, because Zoom then would be the video. Okay, that makes sense.
And all the audio is going through, and guess what? When we're done, when the stream is done, YouTube makes a recording and archives it for you. So you can go to that recording. Did you know, like you said, you looked at earlier live stream and you clicked on it and it was just the screen and whatever? This session will be recorded. And by the way, it costs, can you see my hand here?
Zero?
0.0. That's the cost of doing this with YouTube. So, you know, what more can I say? And by the way, if you decide that, oh, here, let's just get rid of that thing. Let's just get rid of the markup, and let's close off all of this. Okay, and now let's just make this full screen. Oops, sorry, I blanked it. Let's just make this full screen, right? So, and you and I could be having a conversation, and 10,000 people could be watching this.
It's impressive.
Pretty cool, huh?
Can I want to grab one of my texts here real quick.
Yeah.
And bring him in here too.
Sure.
So give me just 1 second to run and grab him.
Yeah, sure.
I got Ray coming in behind me to join us.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. So let me explain what we got going on here because it's complicated. So first off, we've got a Zoom call going on. You can see that, right?
It's a Zoom call.
It's a Zoom call, and then we're streaming that Zoom call to a YouTube channel. Can you see the YouTube channel? Is that up?
Right here.
Now you might say, why do you want to stream, this call to the YouTube channel? Sorry, I'm doing two things at once here, and the reason is because what we're actually doing is we're streaming we're streaming live video. You can see that on the YouTube channel now, right?
Yeah.
And we're not only streaming live video, but we also have the ability to add content. So if I'm an instructor, a teacher, I can put content up on the screen, and I can share that to my YouTube channel. So you can see me teaching the class and at the same time putting up content, right? And I can put up content from multiple sources. So let's say I have a document camera that I want to add in. And so I'll switch on, this is just a crappy little camera here, but I'll switch this in and I can use it as a document camera. Or it could be another angle. Maybe you need to actually see me explaining something, but you also need to see something that I'm doing with my hands, right? Like, setting something up, or you need to see the board. So you see all of that content. And then of course I can add in the other user at the same time. So I can say, oh, by the way, I'm talking to somebody here on Zoom, and I'd like you to participate in that conversation. And so I can just go into Zoom. So you see, we've got the 4 split screens. We're live streaming, and we're live streaming from multiple sources, including an HDMI, an HD camcorder on HDMI, which is the image that you see of me looking at you right now, right?
Right.
So the use case for this is, for example, remote, like distance learning, for example. The teacher can be teaching, and in fact, you can have the camera trained, like the teacher could be standing 15 feet away from the camera up at the blackboard or the whiteboard and be sketching stuff and talking. So you get the audio and the video from the teacher, but at the same time, the teacher can take any piece of content and put it up on the screen, whether it's a PowerPoint or it's a web page, and what you can do is you can full screen that if you want, And there it is, full screened. Oops, I keep doing that with my mouse. Sorry, there it goes. So you can full screen it, and you've got annotation capability as well. So you can turn on the annotator and select a color and scribble all across the screen. And all of this is happening through one box, one system. So you have an HDMI video capture component. You've got an encoder for streaming. You've got a switching capability, so you can switch between devices. And you have wireless screen sharing, so of course you can screen share content from various sources. And yeah, and that's what this thing is. And there really is nothing else out there that that does this. And this box is $649 retail. Any questions?
Interesting, right? Yeah.
So you can see this, for example, in a church. Say I'm the pastor, you know, and I want to put other content up. I've got my sermon. I want you guys to read, you know, my slideshow, right? Or you know, it's a hymn we're singing. Maybe you don't want this camera view on anymore. You want to switch that one off. That's fine. You can do that. But this is dead simple to do. There's no production switcher, or, you know, complicated stuff. And the hub is basically just a product. Well, I mean, I can show you what the hub looks like. It's a mess on this desk here because I'm working from home. But that's the hub right there. Hold on, where is it? There it is, right there. And you know, to give you an idea, I mean, here's a mouse sitting next to it. You know, this thing is one tiny little box that's basically taking care of all of that. There's a screen. You can see yourselves on the screen from the extra camera. I mean, you know, it's pretty impressive. And so whether it's a church or it's a classroom or it's a scuba dive instructor or whatever it is that we were talking about earlier, the KLIK handles all of it. And you know, I was streaming a video from YouTube back to YouTube. I mean, I can play anything that's playing on my laptop. I can stream to YouTube.
And right now, we've got one video up on one computer, and I'm streaming the YouTube over on another computer, so it's a larger screen, so you can see it too.
Yep.
At the same time, so.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we can go through the setup and we can go through all of that information in a kind of a separate deal, or I mean, I can take you through it right now. I'd have to stop the YouTube stream to take you through the setup of the KLIK.
Well, and that's fine too. I sent you that email over so you can look at that video this evening, because you probably have multiple of these meetings you're doing today.
Yeah. They're back to back, and I'll tell you what, there's just been so much interest in this. Yeah, so.
Well, I'm set up for another meeting at 4 o'clock with the technical side of this. Mm-hmm. Is that with you, or is that with somebody else?
Oh, yeah, that because I sent you an email saying you set up 3 meetings, right?
Yeah, 3. So are you the tech, the information guy, and the owner?
When it comes to describing the product and etc., it's me. Okay. I developed the product. This is my IP in the product. So that's where I add value. Other people can do other things better than I can. This thing I can do better than the other people.
Okay, so I don't need to worry about the 4 o'clock meeting then. What I would like to do is at some point set up a time with the dive shop owner.
Yep.
So that he can ask questions of things he's seen on what they're trying to do with you directly, and it would basically be my customer talking to you, and we go from there. Because the one thing about him is, if he likes it, pretty much whatever he likes, the other dive shops are going to follow suit. He's pretty much like that. He's got that much influence.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much, when he speaks, people listen.
Wow.
And it just so happens he's in my backyard, and he's also my dive shop I deal with on a daily basis. So if we can get him on board, I think we can do a lot of business.
Awesome. Well, I don't see any reason, I mean, unless he's got some specific requirement, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be able to at least give him an impressive demo and answer his questions. So let's do it.
So why don't you tell me this, what did you like?
We're using too much bandwidth. Sorry, I missed that.
I know you get, when's gonna be a good time for you?
Just check that calendar online.
Okay.
Just check that calendar. It's also in the signature of my email address. Just says book a demo. Just click on that link, pick a time, set it up.
Perfect. That sounds great. Let's do it.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Now I got to switch everything off and stop the streaming. But I'll leave the stream up on YouTube if you want to go and play it back after. You'll see after a few minutes it'll be sitting there as a recording.
The meeting that we got gonna be on YouTube where I can play it back right now.